Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Friday, March 19th. We're going to be talking some NBA DFS draft picks on both FanDuel and DraftKings. Kings. But before we get started, I'm going to talk a little bit about yesterday's picks and kind of how they turned out. So on the DraftKings side, we started off with Ricky Rubio. He was $5,800 looking for 29 points out of him. He only got to 19.75, so he was a miss. Then at shooting guard, we had Joe Ingles, $5,200. Looking for about 26 out of him. He got to 51.25, so he was definitely a massive hit. Then at small forward, originally we had Talen Horton-Tucker. I did mention down in the comments that Alex Caruso was playing and to pivot over to Alex Burks for 4,900. So you're looking for about 25 out of him. He got to 41, so that was a massive hit. Taj Gibson at power forward, was one that I kind of liked early on in the day. Didn't quite matter as much as we got closer to lock, but $3,200 looking for 16 out of him. He got to 12. He was a miss. He did end up playing 31 minutes. He just didn't do anything. And then last but not least, we had DeAndre Ayton, $6,200 looking for 31 points out of him. He got 25.25, so he was a miss as well. Then we go over to the FanDuel side, and this was awesome day on the FanDuel side. As you guys can see, Chris Paul, $6,900 looking for 35 out of him. He got to 42.9, so that was a hit. Joe Ingles, $4,400. 22 points is what we were looking for out of him. He got to 49, so massive hit there. Mikal Bridges, $4,900 looking for 25 out of him. Got to 40, so that was another massive hit. Zion Williamson, $8,400 looking for 42 out of him, so he was a hit as well. And then last but not least, Enes Kanter, looking for 30 points out of him. Got to 38, so he was also a hit as well. So pretty big day on that FanDuel side. If you went with these five guys on the FanDuel side, you had 217.5 points with just those five guys. And then if you played your cards right with the other four players, you definitely cashed easy. And I did have a lineup yesterday where I played Russell Westbrook with some of these guys as well. Got up to 404 points. Probably could have had a takedown if I didn't play Bogdanovich of the Jazz, who only had 19 points. So then we'll get moved over to the injuries for today. The Kings are pretty much the same as last time out. The Celtics do get Kemba Walker back. Tristan Thompson's still out. Spurs exactly the same as they've been the last couple of times out. Cavaliers pretty much the same as well. You still got Taurean Prince out. Then for the Pistons, Wayne Ellington's out in this one. Rodney Magruder's out. Hayes, Okafor, and Diallo have all been out for a while now. Then for Houston, this is going to be a game to watch. Exum's still out. Gordon's out. Nwaba's out. John Wall, Ben McLemore, both game time decisions. DJ Augustine and DJ Wilson, they both got traded over for PJ Tucker. They have them listed down as game time decisions. I don't think they'll be eligible to play at this point in time. Then we move down to the Pacers. Obviously, TJ Warren's still out. Jeremy Lamb, game time decision once again. I assume he doesn't play. We'll see. Jakar Sampson is popping up as a game time decision as well. We'll see if he plays. Doesn't really make too big a difference either way, though. Then for the Heat, obviously you were looking at Andre Iguodala and Avery Bradley. I don't think they really matter if they play or not. They just did trade for Trevor Ariza, so he's still listed as out. He's going to have to clear the whole COVID protocols since he's pretty much been staying at home all season. So it's going to be a while before you see him in a Miami Heat uniform, probably at least 4 games. For the Brooklyn Nets, obviously we got Kevin Durant and Blake Griffin still out. Kyrie Irving listed as game time decision, did miss the last time out, expected to play this time though. Then the Magic are one we're going to definitely be watching once again. Cole Anthony's still out. Terrence Ross, game time decision. He played 2 games ago, but he didn't play yesterday, so that's another one to watch. James Ennis, Michael Carter-Williams, both game time decisions. They might be back in this one. Then we get down to the Jazz. Pretty much the same as yesterday. They should have Mike Conley back, though. The Raptors are all the way back to full health now, so OG Anunoby is going to be back in this one. We'll see if he gets back in that starting lineup or not. The Warriors are going to be the value spot for today. James Wiseman, Eric Paschall, still both out. Kelly Oubre, game time decision, unlikely to play. Steph Curry, game time decision, unlikely to play. So you got 2 starting spots opening up. Whoever ends up starting in those spots is probably going to have a ton of value. Right now they got Nico Mannion down and then Toscano Anderson. I don't know if Toscano Anderson ends up starting or not, but Nico Mannion's definitely going to be a value. Ken Bazemore could be a value. Jordan Poole could be a value. Just kind of whoever ends up in that starting lineup overall. Then Grizzlies exactly the same as they've been. Bulls exactly the same as they've been. Nuggets just have Gary Harris and Monty Morris out now, so not too many changes there. Then for the Timberwolves, Jordan McLaughlin is a game-time decision. Looks like he might play today. Just keep an eye out on that one. Jared Culver, game-time decision. I don't think he plays once again. Then for the Suns, Cam Johnson's a game-time decision now. We'll see if he plays or not. I believe that's Torian Craig. Apparently he's on the Suns now. Didn't know that one. Then for the Mavericks, Willie Cauley-Stein's out, Dorian Finney-Smith's out, James Johnson's out, and Terry's out as well. So a little bit thinner front court there for them overall. Maybe you see some guys like Dwight Powell pick up some more minutes. Just have to see. Obviously, Tim Hardaway in the starting lineup is very intriguing. Then the Trailblazers are exactly the same as they were last night. They did get Harry Giles back. But that was just a quick little rundown on all the injuries for today's slate. We'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So at that point guard position, we kind of talked about him a little bit already, Nico Mannion. As long as he ends up in that starting lineup, I'm very interested in him today. They probably have a lot of incentive to play him and Jordan Poole. Steve Kerr likes playing these young guys and been trying to play them more minutes to kind of see what they got with those two players. So Mannion, $3,200, looking for 16 points out of him. Definitely gives you that upside for 20 points or more in this matchup. And then at shooting guard, we have that opposite guy, Jordan Poole. He is $4,500. You're looking for 23 out of him. Definitely could give you around that range, especially if he's in that starting lineup as well. Then at small forward, we're going right back to Larry Nance Jr. Pretty decent matchup for him overall here. You're looking for 26 points out of him. 27.5 is what he's averaging on the season. Obviously, you saw that 44-point game 2 nights ago. I think he's a guy that, if he's getting the minutes, you definitely can't go wrong playing him until his price tag gets a big bump up. Then at power forward, I kind of talked about, that front court being a little bit thinner. Maxi Kleber for the Mavericks. $4,200, you're looking for 21 points out of him, averaging about 19.5 on the season. He might see some more minutes, some more usage with some of these other guys out. Definitely can't go too wrong there. He's a guy that could end up being a little bit of a pivot from this core later on in the day, though. And then, last but not least, Karl Anthony Towns at center. You guys saw what he did yesterday. Very big day. Same matchup again here today. $9,400. You're looking for 47 out of him. He's averaging about 48 on the season, so pretty right in line with what he's been doing so far this year, and he definitely gives you a pretty big upside today. But if you go with these 5 guys over on DraftKings, you have $23,500 left over. Just over $7,800 per player. So definitely some room to pay up for some guys, and then kind of stick some other value picks in there throughout the day. I think there's going to be a decent amount of value picks as news comes out throughout the day. Then, with that being said, we'll move over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So, we're going right back to Nico Mannion on FanDuel as well. $3,500, looking for 18 points out of him. Don't need to say too much that I haven't already said about him. Shooting guard, we got Tim Hardaway. $4,200, you're looking for 21 points out of him, averaging almost 24 on the season. He's in that starting lineup. He's getting more minutes. Definitely a guy I'm not shying away from today, and also that good matchup against that Portland defense. Then at small forward, this one's a little bit interesting, but it is a price down spot for Justin Holiday. $3,900. He's still playing good minutes, even with Karis LeVert in the lineup now. I think he's a guy, you're looking for 19, 20 points out of him, averaging 22.7 on the season. So he's definitely a guy that's relatively safe on a day like today. He's in a good pay down spot that allows you to pay up for value elsewhere as well. Then at power forward, we're going with Draymond Green, and this is another product of that Golden State situation. $6,600, you're looking for 33 points out of him. Fresh off a triple-double. I don't think this is a bad matchup for him by any means either. Look at the guys that are out now. Steph Curry, Kelly Oubre, Wiseman, Paschal. He's going to get minutes. He's going to get usage. And, for $6,600, he's a little bit underpriced, so I don't have a problem going to him today. Then at center, finally, we have Nikolai Jokic. $11,000. No, he was a disappointment the last time out. He only had like 36 points, but he put up a triple-double still. Don't ask me how that's possible, but it's possible apparently. He goes against the Chicago Bulls this year, who have been awful against that center position. So don't be surprised if Nikolai Jokic puts up a 70-point game in this one, unless it turns into a massive blowout or something. But even then, if it turns into a blowout, he's probably half the reason that it turned into a blowout as well. But if you go with these 5 guys over on FanDuel, you have $30,800 left over, $7,700 per player. So definitely a lot of room and flexibility to pay up for the guys that you like, pay down for some value picks throughout the day. But with that being said, these are my picks for both DraftKings and FanDuel for today, March 19th. As always, I'll be listing all the news and starting lineups down in the comments as they become available throughout the day. And once again, if you guys have any questions at all, please leave them down in the comments. Do not hesitate to ask. Definitely here to help you guys out the best that I can. And with that being said, if you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports. That's really one for you, the viewers, helping you guys with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you guys with your fantasy football teams, covering all the different football news this offseason. Then as we move forward into baseball season, we're going to be covering some fantasy baseball and some baseball news as well. Then if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, do daily NBA DFS videos like this, plus those fantasy football, the football news, the fantasy baseball, and the baseball news videos as well. You definitely want to be sure to be subscribed so you don't miss out on any of that great content. But with that being said, that's all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Hopefully you all do very well in NBA DFS tonight. And once again, if you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. Definitely here to help you guys out. And with that being said, just want to give a special little shout out to each and every one of you watching this video. Definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It definitely means a lot to me. And I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.